Greetings and welcome to Fan Fiction Reader. I'm thrilled to bring fanfiction to life through audio. I put a lot of effort into these readings, so if you're enjoying the journey, please consider giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Your support means a lot. Now, let's dive into the story.
Chapter 41 Musk Deer Hunting and Rules. PowerFantasy is the folk name for wild boars. Since Wang Jianmin said that it was driven out, it means that a big guy has come to PowerFantasy's original territory. The cannon basket didn't want to provoke, or couldn't afford to provoke, so he ran here. Of course, the cannon basket in Huangkun Mountain might not be the one that injured Huang Hengsheng, but what if it was? Then it means that Huang Jianmin's inference is correct. There may be a big guy chasing them. There is usually a wild boar around the cannon basket, which means a whole family. For a carnivore, if it can't deal with you, how can it deal with your beloved concubine and the little wild boar? Therefore, it is not impossible that they are treated as food and are driven away all the time. To put it simply, there might not only be hunters staring at the gun basket, but there might also be a big guy watching in the dark, waiting for the hunter to reveal a flaw so that he can deliver a fatal blow. As he was walking, Suyu suddenly stopped, took out a bow and arrow, and shot an arrow. Whoosh! A feather arrow flew through the wind, and a magpie on a tree not far away fell to the ground. Good archery! Not only Huangshan and the Yellow Sea were amazed, but even Huang Jianmin, an old hunter, was also amazed. For Huang Shan and Huang Hai, they were just amazed at the other party's good archery skills, but they didn't understand the difficulty of it. But Huang Jianmin was different. He was over 50 years old. When there were no old cannons, he also used a bow and arrow, so he knew how difficult it was to practice bow and arrow. It was really rare for a young man to practice bow and arrow to this level. Yeah, it's really amazing. The magpie was at least 30 meters away from here, and Xiaoyu was able to hit the target with one arrow, almost without aiming. It's really amazing. Hey, Uncle Huang, you're flattering me too much. I'm just lucky. As he was speaking, Wang Hai had already run back from a distance. Yes, he had just gone to pick up the prey that Suyu had shot. Hey, Xiaoyu, you're really good. Your arrows never miss their targets. But this magpie meat isn't very tasty. Why did you shoot it? Oh, I have a wolf blue dog, still young, and I give it to him as a snack. Haha, so it's used to feed dogs. Do you have a hound too? Do you know how to train one? If not, let my dad do it for you. He has a lot of experience in training hounds. As they chatted and laughed, they had already walked a long way away. Dabao and Hudu have made a discovery. Dabao is the big black dog in Huangshan's family and Hudu is the head dog in Huang Jianmin's family. Both dogs lowered their heads and smelled something. They probably smelled something and headed in the same direction. The other hounds followed them. Let's go and take a look. I think they may have found traces of prey. After following the dog for about 2 miles, I finally found them. It was a musk deer that was caught by 8 dogs and could not move at all. Suyu said nothing and raised his hand to shoot an arrow. Whoosh! At a distance of 50 meters, the arrow broke through the wind and with a whoosh sound entered the musk deer's left eye and exited its right eye, going straight through it. Everyone was stunned and shocked. Huang Shan had just seen Suyu holding a bow and arrow and was about to stop him, but Suyu's hand speed was too fast. Before he could open his mouth, the arrow had already been shot out. It's not that they didn't let him shoot, they were all together and there was no such thing as whoever shot the most would get the most. They just didn't want to hurt the hunting dogs by mistake, but I really didn't expect that he could hit the target with one shot at 50 meters, which was even more accurate than a gun. Huang Shan said nothing, but gave him a thumbs up. Of course Suyu wanted to grab the head. What if one of them shot the prey to death without saying hello? All his work would be in vain. The experience value increased directly by 15 points. A musk deer is so much higher than a green sheep? Suyu was a little surprised. Altogether, Suyu has 19 skill points. I had saved 3 points before, and 1 point was added for shooting the magpie, making a total of 4 points, plus the 15 points from shooting the musk deer, a total of 19 points, but it was still not enough to upgrade my archery skills. Suyu was also speechless. Is it so difficult to break through level 9? Xiaoyu, I am impressed by your archery skills. No wonder you don't use a rifle but a bow and arrow. If I had your skills, I wouldn't use a rifle either. Huang Hai was speechless. He had finally received the Hanyang rifle, but he had no chance to fire at all. Haha, I was impulsive just now. I should have walked closer so as not to hurt the hound. It's just that I have reached a bottleneck in archery recently. It seems that I need to improve, so I want to shoot a few more times to practice. Sorry, Suyu is not a fool. He saw that Huang Shan was hesitant to speak just now, and he knew what he was going to say at once. After all, there were more than just his hounds present. What if his uncle's hound was injured? Wouldn't that cause unpleasantness? It's okay. Xiao Yu dared to draw the bow and arrow, which means he was sure of it. It doesn't matter who you kill. What's more, you passed through my eyes without any injury, which is even more rare. Huang Jianmin spoke up to help, patted Su Yu on the shoulder, took out the dagger and handed it to Huang Hai. There is a difference between having hunting dogs and not having hunting dogs. With hunting dogs, when you catch prey, you need to gut the prey immediately, share the internal organs among several hunting dogs, and throw the intestines on tree branches as a tribute to the mountain god. If you don't give the hunting dog points in time, the dog will lose enthusiasm and will become a slippery dog. That is, a dog that does things perfunctorily, playing along, but not putting in any effort at all. Huang Hai walked over, cut open the musk deer, took out its liver and heart, cut the heart in half, and threw them to the two leading dogs Dabao and Hudu, then cut the liver into 6 pieces and threw them to the rest of the dogs. Although there may not be enough food, hunting dogs will stop working if they are full, so dogs are usually not fed before going up the mountain and are left hungry. Wow, it's not light, it weighs 50 kilograms. Even if the bones are shaved, it must be 40 kilograms, right? Leave it to me. As he said this, Huangshan took the musk deer and put it into the basket on his back. Go, 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 keep going. He waved his hand and Dabao started looking around, followed closely by Hudu. Since they were not full yet, they had to continue. Bang! Not far away, there were gunshots, accompanied by the barking of hounds. Could it be that someone encountered the cannon basket? I didn't expect that there are still people coming to the north. I thought we were the only team. The west is an area with dense forests, while the other directions are relatively barren, so hunters go to the west. Thinking that there are other people like them, they head straight to the north. Let's go and see who has the same idea as us. If they are in trouble, we can help them. Hearing Huang Hai's words, Huang Shan curled his lips and thought, are you going to steal prey? Huang Jianmin let the young people chat while he followed Hu Tu at his own pace. Su Yu did not participate either and followed closely behind. Let's go, we'll know after we take a look. The group followed the 8 dogs and walked forward. Soon they heard the barking of hounds. Coo-coo! Huang Shan was imitating the bird calls in front, and soon someone on the opposite side also imitated the bird calls, and then someone asked, who is that on the opposite side? My goodness! Su Yu was stunned. Perhaps seeing his confusion, Huang Jianmin explained, this is because we are afraid of causing misunderstandings and disturbing others hunting. If we speak directly, the hunters may be discovered or the prey may be disturbed, which would make them unhappy, right? First imitate the bird's call. If the other side responds, it means they agree to let you go. Otherwise, if you go straight over, it's no big deal if the prey runs away. But if they mistake you for prey and shoot you, you'll be in trouble. After listening to Huang Jianmin's explanation, he finally understood that there were so many rules and twists and turns. Then why learn cuckoo? Can't you learn something else? A maybe cuckoo bird is the easiest to learn. Chapter 42 A Rich Harvest. Let's go and take a look. Huang Shan and Huang Hai took the lead, followed by Su Yu and Huang Jianmin at the end, and the group walked forward. It turned out to be Uncle Duakai. I thought it was someone else. We heard gunshots and came to see what happened. Is there anything wrong? They were all from the same village and knew each other. Huang Duakai, who was in his 40s, led his 2 sons and formed a separate team. Oh, it's Dashan and Zouhai. It's nothing. We just encountered a lone coyote and I shot it away. Missed it? No, there was a conflict with the hounds. I was afraid the hounds would get hurt, so I fired into the air. Everyone then realized that they had encountered a lone wolf, and it must be the Wolf King who had failed in his attempt to snatch a mate. This kind of wolf is very ferocious. Although it cannot defeat the new Wolf King due to its old age, it is also very cunning due to its age. Even if it fails in the fight for the Wolf King and is injured, it is still more difficult to deal with than other wolves. I didn't expect that there is not only a cannon basket nearby, but also a lone coyote. Everyone, please be careful. Wolves are good at sneak attacks and are very cunning. Old coyotes are not afraid of people when they see them. On the contrary, they will choose people and bite them by the back of the neck. Everyone, please be careful. No one would look down on a former Wolf King, because a lone wolf will either starve to death or die in battle. Because he has no choice, just like a beast trapped in a desperate situation, he will be extremely ferocious. We won't be going with you guys when we go over there, so you better be careful. Let's go. Huang Duakai left with his son and several hunting dogs. Uncle, do you think what he said is true? Could it be that he encountered a cannon basket and deliberately concealed it? Everyone has selfish motives. Huanshan's uncle discovered the traces of the cannon basket in the north, but didn't he tell everyone? After all, it is true that the prey is divided equally, but whoever kills the first can get an extra pig's head and a basket of offal, which is equivalent to several more meals of meat. Huang Duokai doesn't have such a heart. He probably means what he said. Let's be careful. They went to the right, so let's go to the left. Regardless of whether the other party encountered the cannon basket or not, if they don't say it, they can't force them to admit it. Hey, where are Dabao and Yudu? As they spoke, several people looked around and realized that they had already sniffed the trail of prey and chased it out. They are not tracking that wolf, are they? I don't think so. Wolves are carnivores and they are at the top of the food chain. Have you ever seen a hound tracking a big insect? It's not that they can't smell it, but if they do smell it, they will feel uneasy and will be even less willing to track it. Suyu did not say anything and just stood quietly aside. He did not rely solely on the hound, as he had tracking skills himself. Host, Suyu age 19 Constitution 10 Strength 15 Speed 10 Skills, Fishing if 3+, Basic Archery if 9, Tracking Roman 4+4+, Fighting IV 1+ Skill Points. 19 I originally wanted to improve my archery skills to level 9 to see if there would be any drastic changes. After all, if I can't break through even the 19 points, then I must be extraordinary. But it was already 7 p.m. and he still couldn't improve, so he was getting a little anxious. After all, time is money, so he simply improved tracking. In a flash, all 19 points were used up, and tracking IV 4 instantly turned into tracking IV 7. Host, Suyu age 19 Constitution 10 Strength 15 Speed 10 Skills, Fishing if 3+, Basic Archery if 9+, Tracking Roman 4+7, Fighting IV 1 Skill Points, 0. When the tracking on the panel changed, Suyu had a new understanding of tracking. His sixth senses changed slightly. His ears could hear farther and his eyes could not only see farther, but also have night vision. When Suyu's archery skills improved to IV 9, he could see very far. After all, archery skills represent eyesight. Without eyesight, you can't shoot at all. However, the improvement of night vision ability by archery is very limited. It cannot be said that there is no improvement at all, but it is only better than that of ordinary people. But tracking is different. It not only allows you to track during the day, but also at night. Suyu naturally has night vision capabilities. Soyu, what's wrong with you? I called you several times, but you ignored me. Brother Zhouhei, what did you say? I was distracted just now and didn't hear clearly. Huang Hai shook his head and thought, we are hunting. Why are you distracted? It's nothing serious, it's just that big brother asked us to come over. Dabao found prey and chased after it to take a look. Oh well. Suyu walked behind, smelling the lingering smell in the air. There were many smells in the woods, including those of various plants and various feces. At first, Suyu was very uncomfortable and kept covering his mouth and nose with his hands. He felt like he was about to explode. He was also a little dizzy and it was so disgusting. But as time went on, he gradually learned how to control his nose. He could distinguish the smells in the air and then separate them out. Other smells would fade, and tracking a single smell could also restore his nose to normal levels. This way the smell wasn't so strong and he didn't have to cover his mouth and nose. At the same time, he could see what species caused the many broken flowers and plants in the woods, as if he was simulating it in his mind, as if an animal really passed by here, and then he could see how the flowers and plants were broken. Wow, this ability is so awesome. It's a bit like scene simulation, but it can also accurately locate the location. It's amazing. Brother Hai, go this way. You don't have to go over there. Suyu grabbed Huang Hai and pulled him in another direction. No, Dabao was going that way. Why are you pulling me this way? Hey, Dabao was going in circles. Let's take a shortcut. Follow me. His nose could smell from a long distance, as if there was a thread pulling him step by step, and Suyu could determine his approximate location through this thread. Of course, this line does not exist. It is a simulation in the mind, but Suyu is certain that the direction the hound will go is definitely where he wants to go. There was no choice but for Huang Hai to say something to the uncle in front of him, and then followed Suyu along the path. Whoosh! An arrow shot a pheasant. Whoosh! An arrow shot a hare. Whoosh! An arrow hit a stupid roe deer. I can't do it anymore. Take a break. I really can't keep up with you. Let's wait here for my brother and the others. Suyu led Huang Hai around a hillside and came to the reed field. Suyu seemed to have turned on combat mode, chasing after a rabbit and a pheasant. Huang Hai was very excited at first and ran to pick up the prey. But Suyu was like an experienced hunter, picking up things every few steps. He was like a silly boy, following the hunters to pick up things and was too tired to bear it. Suyu looked down at the ground. There were indeed too many. No wonder Huang Hai complained so much. The ground was densely packed with them, including 1 roe deer, 3 hares, 3 pheasants, 8 magpies, 5 greyhounds, and even 7 or 8 sparrows. You said Daba would come over, why hasn't he come yet? Are you kidding me? Are you saying that just to get me to pick up prey for you? How is that possible? Look, your brother is here. Suyu pointed with his hand and saw Dabao and Yudu coming towards them in front, followed by Huangshan and his uncle. Oh my god, they're really coming towards us? Are you crazy? How do you know that Dabao and the others will come towards us sooner or later? Suyu had an explanation for this. It's very simple. If we go further, we will run into Uncle Duakai who left not long ago. We can't fight him, right? If we continue to go north, didn't you say there is a lake over there? And the south is the direction we came from. The only thing left is to go west. Fuck, that's why I didn't think of that. Chapter 43 Predator Leopard, Encountering Gunbasket. Hey, second brother, Xiaoyu, why are you here? Sure enough, the few people met again. The second one, Huang Hai, laughed loudly, and then used Suyu's rhetoric to explain to everyone. I see, Xiaoyu is really smart. Dabao did go around in circles and came back here. If I had known, I would have come directly here. But it's not without gain. As he spoke, Huang Shan raised a rabbit in his hand, which weighed 5 kilograms. Huang Hai curled his lips, disdainful of his elder brother's ignorant and ostentatious behavior. Then he stepped aside to let Huang Shan and his uncle see the prey behind him. Following Huang Hai's gaze, both of them saw a group of prey behind them. This was hunted by the two of you? Not only Huang Shan was surprised, but Huang Jianmin was also surprised. Hee, you never expected it, did you? We were apart for only 30 minutes, but we also gained a lot. He bit the fish very hard, which also brought him a good harvest. Huang Shan's face turned red immediately, and he looked at Huang Hai in anger with a murderous look. Alright, what are you two doing? Hurry up and catch up to them. Dabao and Hudu are almost gone. All the harvest today, except for the cannon basket, belongs to each individual, but the commune will send people to collect it. The prey will not be taken away, but the brigade will pay for the meat to be stewed by the brigade for everyone to eat. If there is any surplus, it will be divided equally among the villagers. It can be said that this was a carnival for all the villagers in Huangkan. Someone was responsible for purchasing the food. Not only did they not have to sell it to the commune, but they could also eat their fill. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Just imagine that you sell meat to the brigade, and then they give you money, and you can even eat the stewed meat. Where can you find such a good thing? If not for this, Huangjia village would not restrict the members who go hunting to only people from Huangjia village. Of course, relatives and friends would also be counted. Go, chase after him. Huang Shan decided not to argue with his stupid brother and pulled Suyu away. The reason was that Suyu was so good at archery. Then, brother Zhouhai, you stay and watch over the prey. I'll be back soon. Huang Hai was so tired that he sat on the ground and nodded, indicating that Suyu could go ahead and leave the prey to him. Only then did Suyu follow closely behind the other party. Brother Suyu, you are an excellent archer. You have to act quickly. Suyu nodded repeatedly. When it came to earning skill points, he would certainly not be soft-hearted. Not only would he not be humble, he would also take the initiative. Hey, why is the dog standing still? Did he discover something? The 8 dogs whimpered and refused to move forward, turning around in circles. Huang Jianmin was knowledgeable and knew at a glance that there was danger ahead. He immediately raised his hand and signaled everyone to be cautious and alert. Suyu immediately took out 2 stone bows, took out an arrow, put it on the bowstring, and was ready to attack at any time. Let's go, slowly get closer and see what kind of big thing can make Dabao stop moving forward. The 2 men and Huang Jianmin crouched forward, pushed aside the weeds, and saw the scene in front of them. It's the cannon basket, let's go. Huang Shan was about to move forward, but Huang Jianmin held his shoulder. Wait a moment, don't be impulsive. Although the cannon basket is scary, it's not enough to make Tigerhead afraid to approach. I guess there are other predators, otherwise Tigerhead wouldn't be so cautious to issue a warning. Let's wait and see. At this time, Suyu began to slowly release his sense of smell and began to spread in the direction of the cannon basket. He could clearly smell the smell in the air. There was another smell near the cannon basket, but it did not belong to the cannon basket. He finally found the direction by relying on the residue in the air, but still found nothing and made no discovery. His eyesight is amazing. Even though the distance is 40 or 50 meters, it looks as if the object is right in front of him. His eyes are like a built-in telescope. Suddenly he caught a glimpse and made a discovery. The pupils dilated and the picture gradually became clear. 50 meters away, in a tree, there was a predator. It's a leopard. It's on the big locust tree 50 meters away. Su Yu's voice drew the uncle and nephew's attention back. They looked in the direction Su Yu pointed. After staring for a long time, they finally saw the leopard pattern between the trees. It was a quick glimpse, but because the trees were too dense, it would be difficult to spot if they didn't look closely. It really is a leopard. No wonder the cannon basket came from the west to the north. It seems that it was this beast that drove them here. But this cheetah has a keen sense of smell and is a natural hunter. I'm afraid it's difficult to approach. Only Xiaohei's Hanyang rifle can hurt it. The Hanyang rifles in your hands and mine are just decorations at a distance of 50 meters. They can't cause any harm to it. Moreover, if you miss a hit, it will hide. Cheetahs are incredibly fast. If they attack humans at a distance of 50 meters, they can reach them in 3 to 5 seconds. They won't give us a second chance to shoot. It's a bit tricky. Su Yu thought for a moment, then said to Huang Jianmin, Uncle Huang, how is your shooting skill? So, what do you mean by that? Are you planning to snatch food from the tiger's mouth? Uncle Huang, hunting is always risky. You know that the bigger the wind and waves, the more expensive the fish. Fortune and wealth are sought in danger. It's just that the leopard is not targeting us. It's targeting the cannon basket at the bottom of the hill. But if we shoot the leopard, the cannon basket will definitely run away. But if we give up the leopard and kill the cannon basket, the threat of the leopard will be greater than the cannon basket. Then the hunting organized by Huangjia village this time is meaningless. It will only attract a more powerful character. Leave the cheetah to me. I am confident that I can kill it with my crossbow, but Uncle Huang needs to let you deal with the cannon basket under the hillside with your Hanyang gun. The wild boar has thick skin and tough flesh. It's not that it can't be shot with a bow and arrow. A 2-stone bow is enough. But Su Yu doesn't have enough strength to pull the full moon bow. Without being able to fully pull the bow, he can't break the wild boar's defense at all, or it can't be fatal. But the Hanyang rifle is a rifle and uses bullets, not the iron sand used in old cannon barrels. The bullets can penetrate the wild boar's head in an instant. No matter how thick your skin is, you can be killed with one shot. On the other hand, the cheetah is only fast, but its skin is not thick. Su Yu is confident that he can kill it with one arrow. Moreover, Su Yu's archery skill is IV9, so he has the opportunity to shoot a second arrow. Others cannot do it, but he can shoot 2 arrows in just a few seconds, so it is not a problem. No, if you miss, the cheetah will fight back and you'll be in danger. Uncle Huang, rest assured. I am absolutely sure. Otherwise I would not be so confident. What's more, I have a 2-stone bow. 1 arrow is enough to shoot through the opponent's head. After hearing his words, Huang Jianmin looked at his bow and arrow. Sure enough, it was a 2-stone bow. Huang Jianmin had confidence in himself because he was able to pull a 2-stone bow. He had seen the other party's archery skills with his own eyes and had seen him shoot so many prey. Uncle Huang, don't hesitate, let Brother Shan go back to Brother Xiaohei to get the gun. Time waits for no one. Okay, you and I will attack together. After I hit the cannon basket, I will also help you with my gun and won't let it hurt you. Huang Jianmin was confident in his shooting skills. He could pull the bolt instantly after firing the first shot, turn around and aim at the leopard. As long as the leopard dared to run towards Su Yu, he was confident that he could hit the moving target and kill the opponent. Chapter 44. Get the cheetah and take down the cannon basket. Okay, I'll be back soon. You guys calm down Dabao and the others and don't let them make any noise. I'll be back soon. As he spoke, Huang Shan crouched and retreated, then slowly retreated, jogging all the way, for fear of making any noise. Uncle Huang, I will slowly approach the cheetah. Brother Dashan will be here soon. You take the hunting rifle and make a gesture to me. You and I will count to 3 in our hearts at the same time and then attack at the same time. Ah, you're going to get close now? Or you should wait. If you are discovered, you will be in danger. It is better to wait until I get the Hanyang-made cannon. Then I can support you if you are in danger. But this cannon barrel can't help you at all. What Huang Jianmin was holding in his hand was the cannon barrel he made himself. Although he knew he was going to hunt wild boars, he deliberately changed the iron sand to large grains of iron sand, which could be shot into the cannon basket if the target was within 20 meters. But this thing had too wide a range. At such a long distance, I didn't dare shoot towards Su Yu, for fear of accidentally injuring him. It's okay, don't worry, I have confidence. As Su Yuo was speaking, he hesitated, stepped back, and then began to circle. He needed to get to the other side of the cheetah and move slowly towards it. Seeing that he couldn't stop the other party, Huang Jianmin stopped trying to persuade him. After all, the other party's archery skills were extraordinary, so it wouldn't be a big problem. In fact, he didn't know that Su Yu couldn't pull the full length of the crossbow, otherwise he could kill the cannon basket and the leopard by himself. He only needed to hunt the wild leopard first and then hunt the cannon basket. He could reach the speed, but not the strength, and couldn't break the wild boar's defense. That's why he had to give up an opportunity to gain skill points, otherwise he would not give it up. After he slowly approached, he finally arrived at the position he had observed in advance. He made an okay gesture to Wang Jianmin on the other side, then he quietly calmed down and waited. This place is 40 meters away from the leopard. If he goes any further, he will most likely be exposed. The leopard has an extremely sensitive sense of smell. This direction is upwind, so it is difficult for the leopard to smell anything. Otherwise, it would be difficult to hide from the cheetah's vigilance at this distance. Su Yu was staying on a big tree. From this position, he could not only have a clear view of the cheetah, but also the gun basket on the hillside. Moreover, there were trees blocking his view, so it was difficult for others to see him unless they stood up. Soon, they arrived at Huangshan and Huanghai, carrying large and small bags with a lot of prey. Why did you bring the prey here? Aren't you afraid of alerting the leopard? The prey Su Yu hunted included a 50-pound roe deer, and in order to make it easier to store, he gutted it and fed it to the dogs. The smell of blood is very strong. Once a cheetah smells blood, it will definitely be aware of it. Although it is 50 meters away, Wang Jianmin doesn't think that the leopard can't smell it. He took the Hanyang-style rifle and signaled them to take the prey farther away, and not make any noise. Then he made a gesture towards Su Yu. Su Yu began to emerge, drawing his bow and arrow, his pupils dilated, and looking at the tree opposite. The cheetah pattern was clearly visible. Judging from the cheetah's body and its neck, Su Yu used all his arm strength to pull the bow, and finally pulled the second stone bow to a small full moon. Without this arm strength, at this distance, he would not be able to shoot the cheetah. Whoosh! There was the sound of an arrow piercing the air, and the cheetah let out a scream. Bang! Immediately afterwards, hearing the cheetah's sound, Wang Jianmin shot without hesitation. Whoosh! Another arrow shot a female wild boar that was about to escape, and was shot through the neck by the arrow shot by Su Yu. The cannon basket weighed 400 or 500 pounds. Not to mention the fat all over it, the armor was deliberately covered with mud and dirt, so it was impossible for a crossbow to break through its defense. But the So wild boar is different. First of all, its weight is not that heavy, and the thickness of its armor is not comparable to that of a gun basket, especially its neck, which is also the lowest defensive position. Whoosh! Another arrow, this one still aimed at the leopard. The cheetah was also shot in the neck, but it did not die. It fell from the tree, and just as it landed and was about to get up, an arrow flew through the air and pierced its thigh. The cheetah let out another scream, and suddenly it could not run fast enough. Bang! 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 Immediately afterwards, 3 gunshots were heard. The second shot was fired by Wang Jianmin using a Hanyang rifle, but the third and fourth shots were fired by Huangshan and Huanghai. They couldn't just stand there and watch, because they were fighting the fleeing wild boars. Although some of the wild boars were seriously injured, they did not die or run away. Dabao Hudu chase. Huangshan and Huanhai took the lead in chasing the little wild boar, and the 8 dogs rushed out in an instant. Wang Jianmin came to the cannon basket and was hit on the head by the cannon basket, killing him. He was now struggling on the ground. Half of his head was broken, but he was not completely dead. Wang Jianmin looked up at Su Yu. The cheetah was struggling on the ground, but couldn't stand up. Its neck was pierced, and the arrow had not been pulled out yet, and its thigh was pierced again. The cheetah wanted to turn around and lick its thigh, but it was in so much pain that it couldn't move. Click! Wang Jianmin pulled the bolt and slowly approached the cheetah. So, are you okay? Su Yu jumped down from the tree and chuckled. Uncle Huang, I'm fine. This leopard can't run away. You don't need to come over lest it counterattack. You should follow Brother Dashan and the others and help them chase it. No, there are only 3 wild boars left, a cannon basket, a female wild boar that you shot dead, and 3 small ones that were injured by the old cannon barrels of those 2 brats. 8 hounds are chasing after them. That's enough. Su Yu drew his bow and shot an arrow from 20 meters away. Another arrow flew through the air and pierced directly through the cheetah's head. He was killed on the spot and immediately gained 20 experience points. In addition to the 1 silly roe deer hunted before, 3 hares, 3 pheasants, 8 magpies, 5 greyhounds, and 7 or 8 sparrows, the skill points for 48 plus the 20 skill points for hunting leopards and 15 skill points for So wild boars totaled 83 skill points. He took a look at his archery skill and it was still grey, which meant that he still couldn't add points. It seemed that he would need 100 points to break through to level 9. Although this is just a guess, Su Yu feels it is pretty close. Host, Su Yu age 19 Constitution 10 Strength 15 Speed 10 Skills, Fishing IV 3+, Basic Archery IV 9, Tracking Roman 4+, 7+, Dog Training IV 1+, Fighting IV 1+ Skill Points, 83 other skills can be increased in points, but basic archery is in gray and cannot be increased in points, which means that 83 skill points are not enough. Forget it, keep it. My current skill level is enough anyway. As he spoke, Suyu walked forward, dragged the cheetah out, and piled the cannon basket and the wild boar together. Huang Jianmin carried the Hanyang gun on his back, took out a dagger, and began to cut open the gun basket. He intended to feed it to the hunting dogs so that he could eat it directly when they came back. You look very carefully, but you don't know how to skin your prey. Suyu scratched his head and nodded to indicate that he really didn't know how to do it. Ha ha ha, but let's not skin the prey for now. If you want to learn, I'll teach you when we get back. Huang Jianmin liked this young man more and more. Not only was he tall and strong and very heroic, he was also an excellent archer and had extraordinary courage. The fact that he had the guts to approach a cheetah alone and hunt it alone was enough to impress Huang Jianmin. He wouldn't dare to do that at Suyu's age. He really didn't know who taught this student to be so amazing. Suyu's archery skills are so good that he doesn't believe that he has no teacher. Chapter 45 Huang's son-in-law, not a consort. Not long after, Huangshan and Huanghai came back. Huanghai was carrying a larger wild boar, while Huangshan was carrying 2 small wild boars. Although he was carrying smaller wild boars, they were 2 and much heavier than the one Huanghai was carrying. Ahaha, my brother and I killed 3 little wild boars, Suyu killed a female wild boar, and our uncle killed a basket case, a total of 5 pigs. The whole family was captured by us. It's a great harvest, absolutely a great harvest. Okay, stop joking. Hurry up and bring over the prey that brothers Suyu hunted earlier. We need to prepare to leave. Huangshan stopped Huang Hai from having fun and asked him to get the prey. Huang Hai curled his lips and went to pick up the prey. Suyu followed closely behind him. There was a silly roe deer over there weighing 50 kilograms. Huang Hai could not lift it by himself. After a while, the 2 men came back, and Huangshan had cut open the 3 little wild boars and fed them to the dogs. There's so much prey, we can't catch it at all, right? What are you afraid of? Just take it slowly. Who knows, you might meet someone from the same village soon. As soon as he finished speaking, there was a noise in the bushes. It was mainly Dabao and the others who discovered it. In fact, Suyu also smelled the odor, but he did not say anything because the smell was mixed with the smell of cigarettes, and it was obvious that he was an old smoker. Since he was a human, he didn't need to sound the alarm so as not to draw attention to himself. Hey, it's Uncle Shan and the others. Huang Shan and Huang Jiamin went over to say hello, while Suyu and Huang Hai sat on the ground without getting up. Soon, the group approached. This old Uncle Shan was Huangshan's uncle from the same clan. Within the 5 degrees of mourning, they were definitely relatives. Uncle Shan, Huang Jiamin, and Huang Hengsheng all have the same grandfather. Of course, their grandfather must be dead. After all, Huang Hengsheng is almost 60 years old, but the relationship still exists. After all, he is Huang Jianmin's cousin. Hello, Uncle Shan. Huang Hai hurriedly stood up and greeted him. Suyu also stood up and called him Uncle Shan. There's no way. At his age, even if you don't know him, you should call him uncle, not to mention that he is an elder of the same clan as Huangshan. Are you Suyu? I heard from my brother Jianmin that you are an excellent archer. Did you shoot all these prey? Suyu quickly shook his head to deny it. Are you kidding? He did kill most of them, but I can't admit it. No, it's all Uncle Huang's kindness. I just followed him to help out, so I don't dare to take credit for it. Ha ha ha, kid, this isn't a battlefield where you can earn military merit. What are you afraid of? There's no need to be modest. I heard from your uncle Jianmin that you're the boyfriend of that girl Sa? Okay, Sa is a good girl and you saved their father's life, so this is a good thing to make the relationship even closer. Suyu, Huang Shan, and Huang Hai all looked embarrassed. Huang Shan and Huang Hai wanted Suyu to participate. They said this in front of so many people when registering. But everyone knows that this is an excuse, but it cannot be ruled out that it is true. Yes, some people took it seriously, but Huang Shan and Huang Hai couldn't explain it to Huang Jianmin in public. It must have been Huang Jianmin who said it, and then Uncle Shan took it seriously. Ahem. Well, I do have feelings for Sister Sa, but I haven't mentioned it yet. Uncle Shan, please don't spread it around. There is no way. He can tell the truth about this matter, but he can also fool people into thinking it is true. If he doesn't come forward, then the only one who can come forward to clarify will be Huangshan. But once others explain, wouldn't he be too cowardly, hiding behind others and not even daring to show up? So he can only come out to explain, but if you ask him to say that this is just an excuse, isn't that a slap in Huang Jianmin's face? So he might as well just muddle through. Yes, he and my sister have only met a few times, and they haven't talked about it yet. Uncle Shan, don't be so loud and spread it around. You little brat, you've grown wings. You dare to talk to me like that? Are you asking for a beating? Uncle Laoshan glared at him, and the 2-meter-tall Huangshan shrank his neck and dared not say a word. The Huanghai, which was also nearly 2 meters tall, dared not say anything either. Their family has strict discipline and they are very respectful to the elders in the clan. The key is that there are not so many messed up things among their clan members, and their elders are worthy of respect, unlike Su Yu and his clan members who are scheming against each other every day. This is my son. The Yellow River and the Yellow Lake together make mountains, rivers, lakes and seas. Your uncle Jianmin's child was born late, so he was not included, but the word Xing was added, so together we get mountains, rivers, lakes and seas, Xing. So that's what Su Yu was saying. Why is the eldest called Huangshan and the second called Huanhai? It turns out there is another one of the same clan, the Yellow River. This makes sense, but my uncle Huang Jianmin's son was born late, so he has to be last in line. There's nothing we can do about it. The second generation all have 3 characters, such as Huang Jianmin, Huang Hansheng, and Lao Shanshu, but the third generation has 2 characters, Yuangshan, Yuanghai, etc. Su Yu went over and shook hands with each of them. While Uncle Shan's 2 sons were equally tall and strong, neither of them was shorter than 1.9 meters. But Su Yu is not bad either, 1.85 meters tall. Although he is the shortest in the crowd, he is taller than Huang Jianmin and Lao Shanshu. Okay, you guys have hunted a lot of prey, so my father and I will help you carry it down the mountain. Uncle Laoshan and his 2 sons only caught a few pheasants and rabbits and nothing else. Su Yu was very strong. He carried the cheetah and a female wild boar he had killed by himself. As for the silly roe deer, he left it to Huang Shan and the others. Each person carried dozens of kilograms of weight. If the Huang family did not have good genes and were not tall and strong, they would not have been able to carry these 5 pigs down the mountain, let alone other prey. Even so, everyone was exhausted and out of breath and had to put down their gear and rest after walking for a while. Jianmin, Jianjun, you guys hunted so many prey? My goodness, are you guys coming to the mountains to buy them wholesale? After hearing this, Su Yu realized that the old Uncle Shan was originally called Jianjun. He said, if the cousin uncle was called Shan, how could Huangshan dare to call himself Shan? When naming in the countryside, one naturally avoids the characters used by the elders. It was the kids who beat us. We are old and weak, there is no way we can outrun the prey. There's no other way. Uncle Shan can't say that he only caught a rabbit or a pheasant, right? Come on, come and help. What are you just looking at? You have no eyesight. Following a shout from the elders in the same village, several younger generations hurried to take the prey from Huangshan, Huanghai, Huanghu, and Su Yu's hands. Wow, brother, this is a leopard, right? It's worth a lot of money. You're rich. His exclamation also alarmed the others and they all looked over. It was already enviable enough to see them carrying wild boars, but it turned out that you got something else too. Brother, you look strange, where are you from? Before Su Yu and Huang Shan could answer, Uncle Shan started bragging. This is my nephew's husband, says boyfriend. Huangshan and Huanghai thought to themselves that this was bad, it was all over. It was originally just a small fight that did not attract attention, so it would be fine no matter what. But it would be different if the news got out. The girls would definitely skin them alive. Who told them to use their own girls as an excuse? Chapter 46 New Skill. Butchering B5E1+ as expected. When they heard that he was the boyfriend of the village beauty Huang Su, all the young men looked over. Huang Su was slim and not good at work, but she was pleasing to the eye. Speaking of a wife, many young men were interested in her, but her family members disagreed, saying that Huang Su was too seductive, like a vixen, and had a thin figure, making it difficult for her to give birth and not be able to work. Many stubborn young men from the same village cannot avoid chaos at home, and the rumor that she is a vixen is even more well known. After all, isn't she a vixen if she causes discord in other people's families? It is undeniable that she is indeed the most beautiful girl in Huangjia village, but beauty is useless and she cannot do heavy work. But this did not stop the young people in the village from being jealous, and they all looked over. It was not until they got down the mountain that Su Yu finally figured out why Uncle Shan had the word mountain in his name. It's not the character in his name, but his name is Shan, which means mountain cannon. To put it bluntly, he is straightforward. He says whatever he thinks and has no restraint with his mouth. Otherwise, Wang Hai would not have told him to stop talking about it everywhere, and caused Uncle Shan to glare at him and give him a warning. Is this the mountain? As expected, the old uncle did not disappoint him. Before he even left the mountain, he would introduce him to everyone he met. Before we even reached the foot of the mountain, Su Yu's identity was already known to everyone. Huang Shan and Huang Hai had already given up on treatment. It would be too difficult to keep it a secret if Uncle Shan knew about it. My great-grandfather once said that their family was loyal and brave, and no one in their family became a traitor when the Japanese invaders came. Your Uncle Jianjun played an indispensable role in this. We are afraid that if someone becomes a traitor right after he becomes a traitor, it will be known to everyone right after. Uncle Shan is so scary. Okay. Everyone, be quiet, count the number of prey, and the team leader, come to me to report. Okay, so you and Huang Hai can go to my house. You don't have to wait here. Uncle and I can wait in line. Well, okay. So you took away 8 magpies, 5 greyhounds and 8 sparrows by himself. He kept all the pheasants and hares. Huingshan would help him sell them at a good price, and he didn't need to keep an eye on them. The other party would not fool him. But the greyhounds, magpies, and sparrows, which were for feeding the dogs, he planned to take back. Wait, take this rabbit back secretly and stew it. We will eat it tonight. Suyu has come here with great difficulty, so of course he has to eat something good. We don't know when the statistics will be completed. Even if we kill the pig, we probably have to wait until tomorrow, which is too late. This rabbit was caught by Huang Shan. Huang Shan did not take the rabbit caught by Suyu. Not taking advantage is the principle of the Huang family. Suyu did not stop him. He took the rabbit, put it in his coat, wrapped it with clothes, carried the bow and arrow, and went to Huang Hai's home. Come on, I'll stew rabbit meat for you when we get back. Huang Hai was still very enthusiastic and pulled Suyu straight home. Brother, you're back? Suyu. You went into the mountains during the day as well. Suyu didn't come to the Huang family during the day, but it wasn't that no one in the Huang family knew about it, including Huang Hengsheng. However, the girl in the Huang family didn't see Suyu coming at all and thought he didn't come. Well, I just came back from the mountains. Long time no see. Suyu waved his hand and smiled. Huang Sa rolled her eyes at him, nodded, and let him in. After all, he was her savior. Although she believed that he was a lecher, there was no reason to refuse him entry. Ahem. Is Suyu here? Come quickly. Huang Hengsheng was leaning on the bed with a quilt behind him. He was covered with the quilt and looked a little weak. His wife was serving him on the side. Suyu is here? Come in quickly. Huang Hengsheng's wife quickly let Suyu in and asked him to sit down and drink some water. Uncle Huang, Aunt Huang, I'm here to bother you again. Haha, what nonsense are you talking about? You are the savior of our Huang family. Who dares to say that you are disturbing me by coming to my house? I will scold him to death. Aunt Huang looked at her daughter in a fierce manner. Huang Sa smiled awkwardly and hurried to get the thermos to pour water for Suyu. Huang Hai followed closely into the house. Dad, Mom, I brought back our rabbit. I'll stew it for brother Suyu tonight. I'll get some wine later and we can drink together. Under normal circumstances, if these two brothers dared to drink, they would definitely be scolded by their mother. But today Suyu came, and Aunt Huang went out to get some wine without saying a word. Sister, you stay with brother Su. I'll go pick up the wild rabbit and stew it. There was no way out. Huang Sa had to stay in the room even though she didn't want to. In fact, she didn't have much aversion to Suyu. Instead, she was grateful to him for saving her father. But the last time he looked at her chest unscrupulously, it didn't give Huang Sa a very good first impression. No matter what he said, she was always wary of him looking at her. She felt like ants crawling on her body when Suyu looked at her, making her feel uncomfortable all over. Suyu naturally didn't know about this, and he didn't rush to work. He didn't insist on helping Huang Hai peel the rabbit. He just started chatting with Huang Hengsheng. Only after Huang Hai finished skinning the rabbit did he say something to Huang Hengsheng and left. Brother Ziohe, can I borrow your skinning knife to skin these greyhounds? Otherwise, it will be difficult to skin them if it takes too long. Oh, okay. Why don't you just leave it there and I'll help you with it? You don't have to cook, leave it to me. He took the skinning knife and was about to start when Huang Jianmin arrived. Hey, are you planning to skin the greyhound? Great, I'll teach you. You just watch. Huang Jianmin mentioned on the mountain during the day that he wanted to teach him how to skin the fish. Coincidentally, Huang Hengsheng's wife just passed by and saw her brother-in-law. She would definitely accompany Suyu in the evening. But Huingshan and Huang Hai did not pay enough attention to it. Huang Hengsheng was bedridden, and Huang Jianmin went to the mountains with them to hunt, so it was just right for him to accompany them. Look, Huang Jianmin took out a pheasant weighing more than 3 pounds from his arms and walked into the house. It seemed that the other party did not intend to eat it for free. He also hunted a pheasant himself and had it as a snack, so he gave it to Huang Hai. Then he squatted down and taught Suyu how to peel the skin. The 5 greyhounds were like toys in Huang Jianmin's hands. He skinned them in no time, leaving their fur intact. His skills were better than those of his elder brother Su Sheng. Host, Su Yu age 19 Constitution 10 Strength 15 Speed 10 Skills, Fishing if 3+, Basic Archery if 9, Tracking Roman 4+, 7+, Dog Training IV 1+, Fighting IV 1+, Butchering IV 1+ Skill Points, 83. Wow, a new skill was added, the butchering of an ox. Who would have thought that he would get the skill just by doing what Huang Jianmin said and catching a greyhound himself? You should know that skills are not necessarily unlocked just by trying. So you walked for such a long time, but he didn't unlock the running skill, right? So you guessed that, firstly, he wanted to try it himself, and secondly, he wanted to consciously develop a certain skill, otherwise his skill of wiping ass would have been maxed out long ago. Not long after, Aunt Huang came back, followed by another woman, who was Huang Jianmin's wife. Since Huang Jianmin came to his house to eat, it would be bad to let his wife cook alone, right? Why not invite her to eat together, so that she can help out and the family can have fun together? Chapter 47 Yuan in the account, a huge sum. Su Yu quickly stood up and called Auntie. There was nothing he could do because he was younger than his peers and had to call everyone by their given name. Haha, good, good, good. Xiaoyu is indeed extraordinary and handsome. No wonder Sa likes him. But these words were heard by Huang Sa in the room, and she walked out with a look of shame and anger on her face. "Aunt, please don't talk nonsense. When did I fall in love with him?" It's not that Huang Sa tried hard to distance herself from the matter, but she had to refute it when it was said in front of her. "You girl, why don't you admit it? Your Uncle Shan has told everyone, why are you still hiding it? I'm not an outsider. Even though you young people are shy, you don't have to hide it from your aunt, right?" Huang Sa looked at her second brother. Sure enough, Huang Hai was shrinking his neck and trying to escape. "Huang Hai, what's going on?" Huang Sa chased after her after saying that. Huang Jianmin's wife thought that the young girl was too embarrassed to do so she smiled awkwardly and followed Huang Sa's mother into the kitchen. In fact, Huang Sa's mother also heard about it on the way here. Several passers-by greeted her and praised her for finding a good son-in-law. They said envious words, but in their hearts they were thinking that this vixen had finally found a new husband and would no longer harm the villagers. Otherwise, when the young men in the village talked about wives, if asked what kind of wife they were looking for, they all said they wanted someone like Huang Sa. That always caused chaos in the family. If she had a bad temper, even the whole family would quarrel. This was also the reason why Huang Sa seldom went out. Su Yu smiled awkwardly and said nothing. He hadn't figured out how to explain it yet, so he just took it one step at a time. On the other side, Huang Sa chased Huang Hai out and blocked the way of the second brother Huang Hai next to the firewood pile. Therefore, Huang Hai had no choice but to try his best to put the blame on his eldest brother and told him what happened on the mountain. "What? It's known to everyone? You and my brother are bullying others." Huang Sa's eyes turned red as she spoke. After all, her reputation was very important at that time. Although she was a proposed marriage partner and it hadn't happened yet, it would not be good to cause misunderstandings. "You can't blame us for this. I told our father about this and he agreed. Just use your partner's name. Otherwise, how can brother Su Yu participate?" Snort. Huang Sa snorted coldly, ignored Huang Hai, turned around and went into the house. Huang Hai broke out in a cold sweat. He wiped the non-existent sweat from his forehead, turned around awkwardly and followed. As soon as Huang Sa entered the room, she glanced at Su Yu, ignored him, went into the kitchen and never came out. Su Yu curled his lips and ignored her. He and Huang Jianmin lit a bunch of firewood and used the ash to clean the gray dog skin. He found a few sticks, stretched the greyhound skin tight, placed it in a cool place, and then entered the room. "It's okay, don't worry, Sa's just a little bit temperamental, she's just a girl, you can just coax her and she'll be fine." Huang Jianmin patted Su Yu on the shoulder and encouraged him to go and comfort her. Su Yu thought to himself, if I go and comfort her, I'm afraid she'll slap me in the face. After thinking about it, he decided to give it up. Anyway, the excuse was made by Huangshan and Huanghai, and he just acquiesced. "It's not illegal to acquiesce, right?" Su Yu chuckled, said nothing, and followed him into the room. Su Yu took out a Dakianmen cigarette from his shirt pocket, handed it to Huang Jianmin, and wanted to give it to Huang Hengsheng, but Huang did not take it, saying that he was injured and smoking would affect the healing of the wound. Su Yu did not insist. He looked at Huang Jianmin, and the two of them got up, went outside the room, lit up, and started smoking. Not long after, Huangshan came back with empty hands. It seemed that he had sold all his prey. "Let's go, let's divide the money." Pulling Su Yu into the room, Huang Shan, Huang Hai, Huang Jianmin, Huang Sa, Huang Jianmin's wife, Huang Hensheng's wife, and the whole family came. "Anyway, the pheasant and rabbit are already stewed. You don't need to watch the fire just to put some firewood in." Nothing will happen in a short while. Let me start by saying that there were 5 wild boars, 2 hares, 2 pheasants, a silly roe deer, a cheetah, and a musk deer. However, my uncle secretly kept the musk deer, saying that it was a great tonic. My 2 families divided it up afterwards, so I won't mention it anymore. It's like this: the leopard skin is still intact, only the neck and thigh have a small hole. The commune that came to buy the skins gave a price of 150 yuan per skin, second grade. Leopard meat, minus the bones, weighs about 60 kilograms. The meat is 40 cents, so the total is 24 yuan. 2 pheasants and 2 hares, that's $8. A female wild boar weighed more than 200 kilograms. After removing the bones, it was estimated to be 170 kilograms, 30 kilograms of which were bones. Wild boar meat is 60 cents. After all, pork is only 75 cents. Wild boar meat can only be sold for 60 cents. This is still a high price. After all, if you go to the market to sell it yourself, you may be able to sell it for 60 cents for individual pieces, and it would be good if you can sell the whole thing for 50 cents. So the total is 102 yuan. $284 in total. Count them. This is yours. Huang Shan handed the money over. Su Yu took it, counted it, and nodded repeatedly, but he took out 80 yuan and handed it back to Huang Shan. Well, brother Su Yu, what does this mean? What are you going to give me money for? Share the profits. Everyone who sees it gets a share. That's the rule in the mountains. 1/3 is more than 80, but Su Yu was willing to take 80, which was already good. But Huangshan didn't want it and pushed it back. What are you talking about? We asked you to come hunting, and you have to share the profits with us. So why did we ask you to come? Isn't it the same if you hunt in your Sanshuiwan village? Besides, you only took the money from the sale of your own prey and didn't take a penny more from us. This is what you deserve. If we take away the money you earn, what will we become? That's right, Dashin is right. You have done us a favor. If we still have to meet with you to share the profits, we are such bad people. Su Yu, take the money. Huang Jianmen also said something and just brushed it off. In short, he didn't want it. Su Yu had no choice but to put it away. The next step is for them to divide the money. First, let me tell you about the prey we hunted. We got 1 cannonball basket and 3 wild boars, a total of 4 pigs. My uncle and I hunted a pheasant and a rabbit and stewed them ourselves, so we only got the money from selling the wild boar. The cannon basket weighs 470 kilograms. Excluding the 30 kilograms of bones, it weighs 440 kilograms. There are 3 wild boars, all small, weighing 260 kilograms minus the bones. The total is 700 kilograms. It's a total of 420 yuan, but I think Su Yu contributed a lot to this basket. If he hadn't found the cheetah, we might not be able to take it away even if we killed the basket. It is true that many people have killed prey, but when they encounter predators, such as big insects, they dare not approach the prey. Even if they drive away the predator, they dare not leave with the prey on their backs, for fear that the predator will follow and attack them. Yes, that's right. How about this? Take out 120 yuan and give it to Su Yu. The remaining 300 yuan will be split equally between our 2 families. Half for each person means 150 yuan each. Huangshan and Huanhai split the money in half. They also brought back 3 wild boars. Although they weighed only more than 200 pounds, they were not much lighter than a cannonball. Yes, I agree. Huang Jianmin agreed immediately without even looking at his wife's expression. Although the cannon basket weighed 440 kilograms, and the 3 wild boars of the Huang brothers only weighed 260 kilograms, according to the rules of the mountains, it would not be excessive to divide them equally. No, how can I have the nerve to share the prey you guys hunted? Don't you guys also get no share of the prey I hunted? So listen to me and don't argue with me. I don't want any money. Just give me a pig's head and some offal, and that's it. I don't want any money. How do you do that? Su Yu refused to take any money, which made Huang Jianmin look at him with higher regard. In fact, the idea of giving more money to Su Yu was discussed before Su Yu came. Moreover, they didn't think that Su Yu could catch the prey at all. They just called him there just to give him some money. They had discussed this matter with Huang Jianmin in advance. The other party saved the Huang family, which meant saving the life of Huang Jianmin's eldest brother, so it was difficult for him to refuse. At this time, his nephew asked to share the money with the other party, so he naturally could not be vague. After all, it was agreed before and it was not intentional to cheat him. But he didn't expect that the other party was not only an expert in archery, but also had a strong sense of justice. He didn't want money, but only a pig's head and a hook of bait. 1 more pig head and 1 more hanging of offal cost less than 20 yuan, so Huang Jianmin's wife was naturally very satisfied. Okay, don't give in. Since my brother Su Yu is so kind, let's do this. Huang Shan counted out 210 yuan and handed it to his uncle Huang Jianmin and gave the other 210 yuan to his mother. At this point the 420 yuan had been divided and the meal was ready. Let's eat. Chapter 48 yuan in my account. Ready to buy a Mosa rifle. I made 97 yuan from selling game before and lost 30 yuan on the black market. After deducting the safflower oil used to treat injuries, I still have at least 120 yuan left. I made 300 yuan from selling old turtles. Today, I came to Huangjia village to hunt and sold 284 yuan, a total of 700 yuan. Yes, I have more than enough money to buy a Mosa rifle. I will buy one when I go back tomorrow. After settling the accounts, Su Yu lay down in the room arranged for him by the Huang family. The pig would be slaughtered tomorrow, so if he wanted to take the pig's head or have a good meal, he would have to wait until tomorrow. There was no other way. Those were 2 pig heads and 2 hangs of pig offal. If he dared to refuse them and Comrade Liu Yuzhai found out, she would definitely call him a prodigal son and might even break his legs. Su Yu killed a sow himself and was given a pig's head, and the Huang family gave him another pig's head and a hanging of offal, which added up to 2 pigs' heads and 2 hangings of offal. Even so, Huanshan's family still had 2 pig heads and 2 hangings of water. After all, Huanshan and Huang Hai got 3 little wild boars and his uncle even got a cannon basket. It can be said that it can definitely last for a long time. Giving Su Yu a pig's head and a bowl of offal is just to thank him. So, are you awake? Hurry up and get up. It's time to eat. After breakfast, I'll take you to watch the pig slaughter. Huang Hai came over early in the morning to call people, but he also knew that it was impossible to sleep in at someone else's house. But killing pigs? They are all dead pigs. What is there to see? I just join in the fun. But there's nothing we can do about it. Killing pigs is a big event in the countryside and many people go to join in the fun, including adults and children. Got it, get up right away. Su Yu got up, dressed, and went to have breakfast. Seeing him half drunk, Huang Sa, who came out of the room, rolled her eyes, pouted, and muttered words like lazy guy. Although she spoke very quietly, Su Yu's 6 senses had been strengthened so much that he couldn't help but listen. He washed his face, washed his hands, wiped them, and tidied his hair before walking into the main room. Su Yu is here. You drank so much last night. Are you feeling uncomfortable? Do you want me to make you a bowl of hangover soup? I have to say that the Huang family was really honest. Not only did they invite him to have dinner, they also let him stay at their home overnight. They didn't treat him as an outsider at all. In fact, Su Yu had thought of this before he came, so he told his family about it before he came. Because the time of returning from hunting is uncertain, for example, if the hunting dog takes you around in circles and finds prey, you can't just stop hunting because you are afraid of dark, right? So he had a premonition and reported it to his family in advance. Deshin, you guys take Su Yu over to get the pig heads and the water, and then Deshin will be in charge of sending Su Yu back home. 2 pig heads and 2 water bottles. Su Yu can't handle them. Su brought ours back. You can bring a basin with you and bring them back together. Hai, come with me to the field. Wow, Aunt Huang arranged everything in just a few words. Huang Sa curled her lips, looking reluctant. What's wrong? Are you not happy to do some work? They are just 2 little pigs and 2 pieces of water, which only weigh a few dozen pounds. How can they tire you out? No. It's not that Huang Sa didn't want to work, but she didn't want to go out with Su Yu because she could imagine that the villagers would ask questions and gossip. Sure enough, everyone I met along the way had people coming up to ask me questions like, your partner is so handsome, your partner is so cool, your partner. Along the way, Su Yu almost laughed, his mouth crooked, but Huang Sa's eyes seemed to be able to kill. Every time he smiled, Huang Sa glared at him. As for Huang Shan, it was not appropriate for him to participate at all, because it was his improper operation that caused the situation. He did not dare to look at his sister's eyes. Stop laughing. If you keep laughing, I'll choke you to death. Huang Sa warned Su Yu fiercely, but Su Yu was not moved at all. However, when the villagers processed meat, they would definitely deal with the pigs first, because they were the largest. It didn't take long before all the wild boars were dealt with. Su Yu got 2 pig heads as he wished, 1 big and 1 small. The small one belonged to the Huang family, and the bigger one was a female wild boar he had killed. Of course, one hanging of pigs includes pig livers, pig hearts, pig lungs, pig large intestines, pig stomachs, etc., and 2 hangings are not light at all. However, Huang Shan was well prepared. He brought a sack and a cart and pushed the food away directly. As for Huang Sa, she was still waiting for the 2 portions that belonged to her family. Let's go. I'll help brother Su Yu take it home. If you can't carry it, wait for our uncle to come over and let him take it home for you. You know, Wang Jianmin killed a cannon basket, so he also has a share, so he will definitely come soon. Got it, you two should leave quickly. Huang Se didn't want them to stay any longer. After all, Su Yu was standing here, and everyone was talking about him. They all praised her for her good vision and said that Su Yu was able to hunt so many prey by himself. If she married him, she would never have to worry about food and drink. Huang Se admitted that their family earned a total of 440 yuan, and Su Yu himself earned 284 yuan. What a concept! It is comparable to the income of her entire family. It is really impressive, but this guy is really hateful. Not only did he not help her explain, but he also deliberately spoke vaguely and said things that caused misunderstanding. It was really hateful. So, your boyfriend has left, why don't you go and see him off? The pighead can't run away, why are you still standing there staring at him? The bunch of old ladies hadn't had enough of the jokes. Huang Se looked painful but helpless. She stared fiercely at Su Yu's back, then reluctantly looked away. On Huangshan's side, Su Yu wanted to take over the small unicycle and push it himself, but Huangshan didn't let him. Alright, although you were quite strong, you were still young. Let me lead the way. Don't mind the nonsense of the old ladies in the village. They are nice people, but they just like to gossip. They are country people. They don't have much knowledge, and there is nothing new. If you don't let them gossip, you will have nothing to do. Brother Huang, you don't need to enlighten me. I'm not from the city. I'm not that pretentious. The old ladies in our village are the same. The two looked at each other, laughed a few times, and Huangshan continued to push the cart. After a journey of more than 20 miles, we arrived at Sanshuwen village in a short time. The door is not locked, so I guess my younger sister is at home. Sure enough, Haizi came out soon, and then the door opened and a little kid popped out. Sangduo, you're back? Yeah, this is Brother Huang, call me brother. The little girl glanced at Huangshan, a little scared, and hid behind Su Yu, calling him brother. No wonder the girl was scared. She probably had never seen a person 2 meters tall. Even Su Yu was frightened by these two brothers when he first met them, let alone this girl Su Jing. Haha, hey little girl is so cute, come, brother will give you 10 cents, use it to buy some candy. As he said that, Huangshan took out a dime and handed it to the girl. Brother Huang, little girl, why are you giving her money? It's for the child, don't stop me. Nowadays, $1 can buy 1.5 pounds of meat, but how many people can afford to eat meat? So 10 cents is not a small amount. Children spend a few cents at a time. A bag of candy beans is only 1 or 2 cents. Okay, I'll give it to you, so just take it, but don't spend it all, save it for buying candy later. Su Yu was also a doting child, otherwise the girl wouldn't have kissed him so much, so he decisively let the girl take it. Okay, I'll help you move in. I have to go back and clean up the 2 pieces of sewage that were allocated to my family. Chapter 49 The grand drama of Sanshuwen village begins. After seeing Huangshan off, Su Yu hurried into the house, came to the jar with a sack, took the wash basin, and poured the pig's head and sewage into it. There was no big basin at home, only the laundry basin was big enough to hold so much meat. Wow! Sanguo, is this the delicious food you brought back for me? Haha, that's right. How's it? Is it enough for a naughty girl like you to eat? When the little girl saw the pig's head, she was not afraid at all. She was almost drooling. Su Yu drove Haizi aside and gave it an order, sit down and don't move. There was no way. He smelled the fishy smell and wanted to get closer to the wash-up, but that was not possible. Girl, go get the black pot and then get me a knife. Su Yu took the small stool, took out the pig's head first and put it on the sack. Because they were in a hurry, they didn't shave the hair, but just chopped off the pig's head, cut open the belly and took the offal away for them. Even though Huang Jianmin hunted a cannon basket, when he rewarded Dabao with a tiger head on the mountain, he ate the viscera of the cannon basket. On the contrary, the other wild boars were not gutted, so even though the viscera were gutted when they came back, they were intact. Su Yu cut a piece of pig lung and gave it to Haizi, letting it eat it slowly. Then Su Yu lit a fire and put the pig's head in to burn off the hair, and then scraped off the burnt hair and skin with a knife. The pig's large intestine also needs to be turned inside out for cleaning. To wash the pig's intestine, it is necessary to put in flour or cornmeal and rub it repeatedly, but the rural people can't even eat enough, so they are obviously reluctant to do so. Su Yu had to use sand instead, and finally wash it with clean water. As for the pig heart and liver, they just need to be cleaned and cooked in a while. However, the pig head and large intestine were very difficult to deal with. It took me a whole morning to finally clean them. Su Yu started cooking meat directly. He first braised 2 pig heads, then put the pig large intestines into the pot, boiled them, then took them out, changed the water, and continued. Finally, braised the pig heart and liver. This is easy to braise, so put it last. After picking up all these, Su Yu took the sack again, took the small intestine, cleaned it, then cut it into sections, put it in the pot, boiled it, added some brine, then took it out and dried it. This was for Heisey to eat. People won't eat pig intestines, mainly because they are too difficult to clean. Because they are so thin, it is too troublesome to turn out the intestines and there must be dirt inside. But it's okay for dogs to eat them, so Su Yu brought back 2 hangs of pig intestines, enough for Heisey to eat for 2 or 3 days. By the time Su Yu finished his work, the younger sister was already full. After all, she had been waiting to eat the pig's head as soon as it came out of the pot. Su Yu simply cut 2 pig tongues for her. As for Heisey, he not only had pig intestines, but also pig lungs to eat. However, when Liu Yushai came back, the pig lungs would probably be confiscated as well, so Su Yu specially got some more pig lungs for Heisey so that it could eat its fill at once, saving comrade Liu Yushai from having to keep them for others to eat. The pig lungs are cooked and there is no problem for people to eat them, but this is wild boar meat, which is already fishy, not to mention the internal organs. The key point is that the commune took them out and put them in a wooden barrel to soak last night without anyone taking care of them, so they are very fishy. When he finished his work, Liu Yushai, Su Jin, Su Sheng and his father Su He all came back. She was very surprised to see her son brought back so many delicious foods, but she was also worried at the same time. She wanted to hear about his hunting process, but Su Yu naturally just briefly mentioned it. We cut a pot of pork for lunch. My eldest brother, father, 4th brother and mother were all very satisfied with the meal, but my youngest sister couldn't eat any more. By the way, you were not in the village yesterday. Something happened in the village. What's up? Su Jing answered quickly, I know. Lai San came to our village and wanted to take Su Zhiqing to register for marriage, but was stopped by the village chief. Wow, Su Yu said directly, wow, Lai San is really brave. Not only that, during the period, Su Bin came forward to help put in a good word, and said that if things really didn't work out, he could help pay the debt. It was said that Su Zhiqing accidentally broke the radio that Lai Sangson bought, and he needed 80 yuan. In the end, they had a falling out and reported it to the police. Su Zhiqing said they had set up a trap to frame her and that Su Bin was the one who set it up. But the police did a simple visit and investigation and found no solid evidence, so they couldn't prove it was a trap. The radio had to be returned in the end, but he couldn't force her to marry him. The police explained that marriage was free and debts had to be repaid, but it had nothing to do with marriage. Lai San used the excuse of having to pay off his debts to force her to marry him. Then he warned Lai San and Su Bin and left. They discussed a solution and it seemed that they gave Su Zhiqing 7 days. If he couldn't pay after 7 days, he would probably be put in jail and possibly undergo labor reform. Su Yu was shocked. Labor reform? In the 20th century, even the old debtors didn't have this treatment, right? If there was this treatment, who would dare not pay back the money they owed? But now if you don't pay back the money, you will go to jail? Is this fake? Are you trying to scare people? It is not impossible to scare people. After all, people nowadays have a weak legal awareness. Although the police will not act recklessly, they will sometimes deliberately scare people. Then what? Although Su Yu had no intention of intervening, he was very interested in the development of this matter. Hey, I don't know what happened next, but Su Zhiqing spoke so confidently about Su Bin in public, and the whole village heard it, so now the whole village looks at Su Bin differently. Didn't you see that Su Bin's face was green? I don't know if it was because he was angry or aggrieved. Tesk, it's really unlucky. By the way, the police came to visit us later and specifically came to our house. They also specifically asked if you were at home. I said you were not at home and went to Huaycun to hunt. They also specifically said that they would come again after the incident and needed to ask you something. What was it? The whole family was very curious. Su Yu was speechless. No need to ask, it must have been Su Zhiqing who sold him out. After all, the police would definitely question Su Zhiqing. How could you be sure that this was a setup? How did you guess that Su Bin was the one who set it up? Probably because she looked a little strange, she couldn't hide it from the old policeman, and when he asked her further, she exposed herself. Su Yu was not panicked either. After all, he was just guessing and was not afraid at all. Oh, it's okay, don't worry, it's probably just a simple inquiry. By the way, I'll be going into the city this afternoon, don't worry about me. He planned to go to the city to buy a gun, and stop by the police station to avoid the police coming to his house in person, and making the whole village suspicious. The key point is that this kind of thing is too embarrassing. If it gets out, people will think that there is an internal conflict in their family and that the cousins deliberately framed each other. Moreover, the father was not in a good mood. Although the relationship between the two families was indeed not very good, at least they did not openly tear each other apart. Once the police came, There would definitely be smart people who would guess the correct answer. He simply didn't give the police this chance. He surrendered voluntarily and should explain everything. It was all speculation anyway and it wasn't against the law. Okay, if you want to go into the city, go ahead. Just be careful on the road. My father has always been concise and to the point, just like my grandfather. Chapter 50 Stay-Tone Store encountered a second-hand dealer. Wait, don't leave yet. How are you and Sa getting along? When my mother suddenly pulled my sleeve, I thought something was wrong, but it turned out that my mother's gossipy spirit had revived. Suyu rolled his eyes and left, still mumbling. You should help the eldest brother find a wife, otherwise, if the eldest brother doesn't get married, how can I and the fourth brother get married? Su Sheng put down his bowl and chopsticks and glared at him. His eyes could kill and Su Yu was no exception. He's not Su Jin. If he was afraid of his elder brother a few years ago, he is no longer afraid now. You little brat, stop talking about your brother. Now you're talking about yourself? Come back here. But Su Yu didn't listen at all. He left home and went to the village chief's house to borrow a bicycle. There is indeed such a saying in rural areas. If the eldest son is not married, it is a bit inappropriate to directly matchmake for the second son. The eldest son is the pillar of the family, and usually the parents follow the eldest son when the family is divided. This is also one of the reasons why grandma favors my eldest brother. But obviously, there is no such thing as favoring the eldest brother in Su Yu's family. For Su's mother, she would be happy if that child got married first. Uncle Dakang, I'm here to lend you my bicycle. Is the commune not using it? After knocking on the door, Su Yu walked in carelessly. It's you again, kid. What can I say to you? We are from the same clan. I have something to say. This bicycle is public property. Although anyone can use it, if you come to borrow it at your age, others will have objections. Yes, to give an analogy, Su's father goes to the brick factory every day, but he seldom borrows bicycles from the factory. As for the village, he borrows even less. He would rather run to work than borrow a bicycle unless it is necessary. Uncle Dakang, did someone say something to you? Is someone jealous? Su Yu was also a straightforward person, and he said whatever he wanted to say. After all, Su Dakang was his uncle from the same clan. Although he was about to be released from the 5th generation, he hadn't been released yet, hadn't he? Besides, even if he was released, he was from the same clan, and he would definitely side with the Su family. You naughty boy, do I need to be told this out loud? Someone has already hinted at it. It's fine if you borrow it occasionally, but if you write it every 3 or 5 times, someone will definitely be dissatisfied. Oh, I didn't think it through, but I really have something to do today, so I'll leave first. Su Yu pushed his bicycle away, then took a step forward, got on the bike, pedaled hard, and rushed out. People with the surname Su shouldn't gossip so much. Although my uncle doesn't have a good relationship with their family, he would not gossip about his own family in public, because people who care about face will pretend to be harmonious even if they are really not harmonious. I think it's a few lazy guys in the village who were talking nonsense behind people's backs. However, although Su Yu knew that borrowing a car would cause some trouble, he did not take it to heart. After a long time, he finally arrived in the city. Stay-Tone stores sell guns. You read that right, they put them out for sale. There are not only rifles, but also air guns, Shanghai brand. You fold the gun a few times to pump up air, then put steel balls in it and use it to shoot birds. You can hit one accurately from dozens of meters away. Rabbits can be killed at close range, but beyond 25 meters, it's hard to say. You can only kill birds. You can shoot birds from a very long distance. 50 or 60 meters is no problem, but you need to shoot rabbits at close range, and pheasants will die instantly if you hit them in the head from 20 or 30 meters away. But he didn't come to buy an air gun, he came to buy a rifle. First of all, he asked the price. If you don't know the market price, you will have no idea if you buy a second-hand one. Comrade, what's the price of 56.5? As soon as Su Yu came over, he saw the 56 boards in the booth. They were so beautiful. $1,200 brand new. What about the Mauser rifle? Seeing that Su Yu only asked about the price and didn't look like someone who could buy a gun, the salesperson introduced it impatiently. The Mauser is not cheap either. A brand new one costs $800. You can consider buying an air rifle. After all, it's suitable for your age. What do you mean by suitable for my age? Suitable for bird hunting and dog fighting? I am speechless. Can you make it cheaper? $800 is too expensive. This is brand new. It has never been fired since it left the factory and has been maintained. Although this gun has been out of the factory for a long time, it is brand new after all. Even if you don't use it for hunting, buying it back as a collection will make it a good collection, right? So it can't be cheap. Fuck, Su Yu was speechless. He bought it as a collection, and you have the nerve to say that. The Mauser rifle, commonly known as 89K, was discontinued in 1944, and it was exactly 26 years since Suyu stopped production. And you have the nerve to say that it is brand new. Suyu turned around and left. This wasn't the only store selling it, so he didn't need to bother with her. Others were selling it for 500 yuan, but she insisted on selling it for 800 yuan. That was too much. As soon as I went out, I met a man in a military coat, with a mouthful of yellow teeth and a cigarette in his hand, who came towards me. Brother, is this the way to buy stuff? Suyu knew that he had encountered dealers, a group of people who bought second-hand guns and then sold them. Well, for hunting, do you have any? Hey, brother, you have good eyesight. My name is Liuzi. I wander outside the mall all year round just to meet the right person. Suyu thought to himself, aren't you just trying to steal the store's business? Why are you talking so much about Buddhism? This group of people not only guarded the state-owned stores, but also guarded the fur collecting areas of the commune. Some of the fur collectors in the commune knew them and would occasionally introduce business to them and earn some commission. It can be said that this group of people are the ones who have mastered the art of interception. What kind of stuff do you have? How much do you want? After taking a look to see that there was no one around, Liuzi leaned in and whispered, I just happen to have the masha you like. So how about I only charge you 500? Not too expensive, right? When Suyu heard this, he turned and left. What kind of joke is this? Can't he just go through the formal procedures for 500 yuan? It's not like other stores can't buy it for 500 yuan. It's just that the salesperson in this store is weird. I guess he has some relationship with this guy. When he meets someone who doesn't look like buying a gun, he directly drives them away with a high price, and then they intercept it. This kind of business is nothing new. It doesn't need to be much in a month, once is enough. You only make more than 20 yuan a month in a state-owned store, but if she drives away a customer and gets robbed, she can get a commission of 10 yuan, and she won't lose anything. The key point is that Suyu does not look like a man who wants to buy a gun. If he is really caught, she can say that he looks like a troublemaker, who keeps asking the price but doesn't buy, so she wants to drive him away. You see, there's nothing wrong with it, and you can eat your fill just a few times a month, so why not do it? Brother, don't go. Let's talk it over. How about I give you 20 bullets? A bullet cost a few cents. During the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, a Mauser rifle, plus a bullet bag, a water bottle, and a bayonet cost about $40, and 1,000 bullets only cost $80. And discontinuing production is almost equivalent to being eliminated, so the bullet is not too outrageous. How new is it? 90% new, absolutely 90% new. I got this from a kid from a big compound. 90% new, 500 yuan, and I'll give you 20 rounds of bullets. Suyu curled his lips. 20 bullets, what can they do? No, 20 rounds are too few. A box of bullets has 30 rounds. I bought your gun, but you didn't even give me a box of bullets. You're too stingy.
Thank you so much for listening. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the story, so please leave a comment below. And if you want more fanfiction audio, be sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.